Hey there. I just wanted to do a quick video to highlight some workflow ideas when creating some custom sounds. So you end up with more of a toolkit and sound library than just individual sounds. So in my case, I wanted to create some unique whooshing sci-fi sounds, and I have that here now. So thought those turned out pretty cool. But what also is cool is that I have a bunch of other material to work with. Um, so in order to get here, I actually had created this whoosh bed, so to speak. It sounds like this. And that's loopable, so I can just loop that a bunch. So I have the bush bed, and then what I did was process that through the whoosh application from Tonestorm, and that's how I ended up with these. And of course, we get the extra impact layers and some additional modulation, Doppler and speed curves and such. So already have two design elements to pull from in the future. But how I got here was I recorded some individual layers. I got a dog food bag. Let's try that again. I got a dog food bag. And I'm just crumpling around. And then I added a bunch of processing. Right. So right off the bat, we have two additional construction kit layers here, the raw and then the processed. And I'll probably sort of get a nice chunk of this and make it loopable, which I'd like to do for these long segments, just so I don't have to worry about making it loopable in the future if I need to stretch it out or whatever. And then I have a foam. It's like, like the textured rough side of like foam. It's kind of giving this bumpy kind of sound. And then processed sounds like. Right. And then same kind of thing with this mic bag. I'm using the ensemble and flanger to do a lot of the heavy lifting to create these sort of sci-fi sounds. And then of course, classic disperser move to get that sort of low mid energy going. And kind of fun little toy, like a tube that unfolds like an accordion. Yeah, I just wanted to show kind of what I'm doing for each of these. Just not going to go too in depth with it right now. Again, if you have questions, let me know. This is actually a sound effect from Faceplant that was part of the factory. And I did a couple extra tweaks to it, but this is what that sounds like. Right. So after that, I ran it all into Spin Tracer, which is a cool plugin by Tonestorm, one of the more recent. Then added some distortion, trash, and Saturn volcano. EQ'd it a bit, added reverb, and kind of crushed it a bit more with maximizer. Right. That's how we ended up with it. And then, like I said, I ran it through Whoosh to get my whooshes. And that's it. So the takeaway that I wanted to highlight here is I wanted to get these whooshes, but now I also have designed beds, raw beds, layers, process layers, and I can bounce all this stuff out and use it, pick and choose where to use it in the future, kind of like you would a construction kit if you got it from like Boom Library or whatever. And with that in mind, if you're thinking about designing a library to sell, even, this is a helpful process to get a bunch of layers and really get the most bang for your buck in terms of your time, and the recordings and all that, and have it into a concise sort of little toolkit library. And you can keep this for yourself. This is just my stuff that I'm using for my own personal use, for work. But if I wanted to create a sound library to sell, this is probably how I would go about doing it. But anyway, yeah, hopefully this was useful or inspiring. And as always, happy designing.